And they turn and they walk into the turbo lift, and no one ever saw Star Trek again. In our vignette, they turn and walk into the turbo lift, and it just continues without missing a beat. And the camera is in the turbo lift with them. And then it opens onto the bridge, and they step into the bridge and have a wonderful few moments of that classic Trek magic that the characters have with each other. Some of that deeper stuff that a lot of fan films miss out, you know? So it will be as if the series never ended. And that's the way we will continue into our new series. I can't wait to shoot that. It's going to be so much fun. I mean, we've cast Dr. Lester and Dr. What's the guy's name that was her sidekick? Coleman. Dr. Coleman. And we're going to recreate it in costumes and everything. Same shots, everything. It'll just continue off the end of that last episode. So keep your eyes open for it. And now you know what a nerd I am. Yes, sir.
Oh, I want to know. I know you're Star Trek fan. Are you Doctor Who fan too?
You know, don't kill me, guys. I don't know much about Doctor Who. Now, it could be worse. I could have said, I hate Doctor Who. But I don't really know much about it. I know, let me just tell you this. I know that it's awesome. Nothing could have that many fans and such an enthusiastic fan base if it wasn't that awesome. And I tell you what, I've done some convention appearances in Australia, and I spent all week with a couple of guys, and I had no idea who they were. They were celebrity guests at the convention. I was there, and Ferrigno, and people from Serenity, and then Stargate, and a couple other guys. I didn't know who these couple other guys were. I didn't know. And at the end of one of the last days we were in Australia, I was walking through the lobby, and these two guys, or three, I think there were. One particularly older guy, and then kind of one a little bit younger, but still an older guy, and another guy. They were sitting in the lounge, and they're like, hey, let's buy you a drink. So I sat down with them, and they bought me whatever, a glass of wine or something. And we started talking. I'm like, so what do you guys do? They were all three Doctor Who. I mean, the whole time. I spent all week with these guys. And I'm like, man, I better not tell any of my Doctor Who friends that I just spent 2 weeks in Australia with 3 different doctors and had no idea who they were. Yeah. But I've heard it's awesome. I heard it's great. Question? Yes, please.
I heard from my mother that she did the voices of Schroeder and Broly from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It's true. Pardon?
What was it like to be doing the voices of?
Well, I will tell you about Broly. I love Broly, but he does not love me. You know, I developed all new respect for the Dragon Ball Z cast, the people that like the Gokus and the Piccolos and the Vegetas. Those poor guys, what they did to their voices from yelling and screaming for 600 episodes, you can't even imagine what it's like. How many of you guys have ever been in an argument with somebody and you yelled so loud and strong that you literally got lightheaded when you stopped? You know what I'm talking about. And your voice felt like it had like a blanket over it a little bit. Imagine doing that for like episode after episode after episode. Chris Sabat, who plays Piccolo and like some of the main guys, he tells people his voice is like this now. He plays Armstrong in Full Metal. Everybody knows. Behold my beautiful artistic alphabet. He always tells people, I used to sound like Vic Mignogna. But I used to have this nice high voice, and he said, no, it's not like that. Because that's from yelling DVZ all the time. And when they called me, they're like, we want you to play Broly. I'm like, woohoo! What do I have to do? I'm excited. I'm going to get to be in Dragon Ball Z. This is awesome. And then I get in there, and it's just like yell, scream, yell, Kakarot, over and over again. And by the end of the session, I was like, come kill me. Please take me away. Take me to heaven. My voice was so shocked. It was so shocked. And this was movie 8, right? Where Billy does a big thing. But I thought, well, there is one good thing. At least he died. At the end of the movie. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, did I? Clearly. Because he comes back, movie 10. And they called me, they're like, hey, Broly's back. And I'm like, I immediately did this. But how is that possible? He died. They're like, oh, no one died in Dragon Ball Z. Oh, God, no. No. Please. So we do movie 10, and he gets killed again. And I was like, oh, thank God. Maybe he'll stay dead this time. No. Movie 11, he's back. And now he's just a pile of jelly. And he can't even talk anymore. He's just like, that's all he does. So then we finished the movie, right? Movie, I guess, what, 8, 10, 11. We finished movie 11.
And all the games.
And I look at the producer and I go, you tell me the truth. Tell me, is he really dead now? Is he? And they're like, yes, Vic. He's finally dead. No more Broly movie, right? And I'm like, thank you, God. 5 months later, hey, Vic, Dragon Ball Z video game. I'm like, and the video games just go on forever. And so every time they call me about another Dragon Ball Z video game with Broly, this is how the conversation starts, really. My phone's ringing, I see the studio that dubs it, and I go, hello? Hey, Vic, it's Andrew. Hi, Andrew. Vic, I'm sorry. That's what he says. The conversation starts with, I'm sorry. And it continues with, he's back. And what's funny is I'll get up there to the studio, and what do you think his lines are? Kakarot! 25 different versions of Kakarot. And I'm like, you have a Library of Congress full of Kakarot over the last, 6, 7 years? How many times and different ways have I said Kakarot? Just put them all in a bin somewhere and pull them out. No one will ever know. Well, that means one to record it all over again. I'm like, oh. But I love the character. I just wish I had a stronger voice, you know? That kind of stuff is just not my forte. And some guys can just scream for days and it doesn't bother them. I'm not one of those guys. So, question. Yes, sir.
I like your phone case.
You like my phone case?
Yes.
Oh. Can I tell you why this phone case is special?
Because you're the guy who plays the
No. That would be a good guess, but no.
It's on your phone?
It's one of a kind.
Because it's on
You will not see this image of Edward anywhere on planet Earth. And do you know why?
Because it's specially made.
Because it was drawn for me by the original manga artist of Fullmetal Alchemist. Is that cool? The original is on a board. The original was on a board like this. It's beautiful. And she wrote, to Vic, quote, Ed. And, I mean, they sent it over from Japan. Hiromu Arakawa drew this for me, and I scanned it and made a phone case out of it. So, but I will tell you, if you're a little jealous of this phone case, I bought a new iPhone, and so I'm going to put my old iPhone on eBay, and I think I'm going to put this case on eBay with it. So then there will be 2 on the planet, mine and this one. So, do you have a question, sir?
Which series do you like better, Brotherhood or the original?
Good question. You know, I get that question a lot, and this is not a cop-out answer.
You sure?
What I'm about to say, I'm sure, is not a cop-out answer. But to me, this is my answer. To me, I see them as all one big Full Metal adventure. You know? To me, it's like when we started Brotherhood, what jazzed me the most about it was that Ed got to go to new places. And he was on new adventures, and he was meeting new characters that were not in the original series. And even at one point, he wasn't even wearing his red coat anymore. He was like he was in different clothes, and I was jazzed about that. Like he was in Xerxes with that really cool tan duster, and you know, and Briggs, and all the new characters he met. I loved it. That was, to me, was my favorite part. To me, it was still Ed. It was just new adventures. And so I kind of rolled both series up into like one big experience for me. And I know that a lot of people like the original series, and I know that a lot of people like Brotherhood better because it's much more intense and darker and heavier. But for me, I just love the characters, and the character is the character is the same for me. It's just kind of new adventures.